We just got back from a wonderful camping trip at Lake Tahoe. The only problem we encountered on the whole trip was this Maxx fan. This happens to be this model. I don't know what it's doing, resetting somehow. It alarms with a series of beeps, and then it shuts itself and shuts the fan off, and it just won't work anymore. You can see this LED light is solid green right now. I tried pushing all the buttons here, and it just won't do anything. Absolutely nothing. I tried the remote control, same result. So I got the handy dandy manual out, and there's no troubleshooting in there whatsoever. Not helpful. We were connected to shore power, which we rarely do, but you can see I have this power watchdog, which conditions the line voltage coming into this thing. Pushing buttons on the remote control does nothing. Should be on. That's off. On. Adjusting the fan speed does nothing. None of these buttons will do anything. Auto, not auto. Right now I'm connected to solar, and we have 12.7 volts on the batteries. After the first time it shut itself off, the only thing I found that I could do to make it work again, see that ceiling light is on right now. That fan is connected to the same circuit as the light. To reset the fan, I have to come 4 fuses up from the bottom and pull it out. You can see the light is off. And then carefully put it back in without dropping it. And you hear the fan just closed itself. I had it manually opened. Now the green light is off, and I have the remote in my hand. Turn it on, and it works as it should. After the second time it did that, I just manually opened it and left it open. I didn't reset it again because it sets off an alarm when it shuts itself off, and I didn't want that to happen in the middle of the night. This certainly wasn't a catastrophic failure. It's just kind of a pain in the rear. So I'm just going to let this thing run for a while and see if it resets itself again or shuts itself off again. I'll go do some research on the internet, see what I have to do to fix it, if there is a fix. I hope there is. I'm going to go hook up to shore power and let it run on that. See if it resets again. That thing makes a weird sound when it turns on, doesn't it? We'll see what happens. Just for reference, I'm connected to shore power and getting 13.6 volts right at the moment. I think that maybe it's maintenance charging voltage. I've been running this thing for several hours now, and no ill effects. It's on shore power. I was half expecting it to shut off. I did go on the internet and did some research, and apparently these things are quite voltage sensitive, and apparently that's what causes it to shut off. Some people have replaced the circuit board in there, some people have replaced the motor, and apparently they claim it works for a while and then it does the same thing. So I don't believe there's a fix for this. I think it's a design defect. But next time it happens to me, rather than pulling the fuse out, I'm just going to go to my battery disconnect, actually make sure I'm disconnected from shore power first, then go shut off the battery, use the battery disconnect switch, wait a second or two and turn it back on, and that will reset it. That should be easier than pulling the fuse out and putting it back in.